Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I'm your host, Blockchain John, with my co-host Jake Jabarelli and Cryptonaut Mike. How you guys doing? It's been a while since we last talked. Mike, I know you've been traveling a lot. How's it been going, you guys?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
You guys, guess what? We're in October already, and Halloween's coming up. You guys have any plans?
Yep. Handing out candy.
Awesome. Hey, make sure you hand out some satoshis, all right?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, dude,
That's an
that's a
idea,
good
right?
idea.
That's an
Hand
idea.
out some crypto wallets with lightning in it.
Oh my goodness.
All
Oh, we
right
could we could
then.
hand out
Uh,
we could hand out Dynamo coin.
Dynamo coin to the moon. Actually, Dynamo's been going up, man. If we
Yes,
get
it
if we get
has.
if we get a moment, I would definitely want to plug that in. All right,
all right.
so let's go ahead and get started with the top 10 daily stats. Jake, if you may, please.
Thank you very much, John. Okay, so Bitcoin is on the move. If you guys haven't been watching, and if you are watching on YouTube, we appreciate it. Bitcoin is at 58,271.70, a 7-day gain of 5.2%, and a market cap of over $1 trillion. I know you guys can't see me putting my pinky to my lips, but you know what I'm talking about. $1.098 trillion dollars in the last 7 days. It is up. Ethereum is in second place with 3648.02, a 1.6% gain, not very much in the last 7 days, but a $430 billion market cap. In third place, Binance Coin with 466.68, a 7.2% gain, and a market cap of 78.3 billion. Everything's up right now. I don't guess we're gonna say it at the end, but you'll see. Cardano's in fourth place at 218, down a little bit over the last 7 days, 1.4%, and a nearly $70 billion market cap, 69.96. Tether is in fifth place, again, of course, because it is a stable coin at $1, 0.3%, but that doesn't really make any difference. And is also nearly at $70 billion, 69.741 billion right now. XRP, Ripple, still in sixth place, 1.14 current price, 5.4% gain, and a $53.2 billion cap. Solana sitting pretty there at seventh place still. It's still pretty far from fifth place with Tether, but I honestly, pardon me, not Tether, but Ripple. But it's it's about 10 billion away, so it's at 45.0 billion dollars, but also a slight decline. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can probably see that in the last 7 days it's kind of heading down. In eighth place, Potot currently at 41.46, a gargantuan 27.6% 7-day gain, and a $43.1 billion market cap. Not that far from Solana, but Solana is kind of the newcomer here. In ninth place, USD coin, again a stable coin, no real movement even compared to Tether, pardon me, and a market cap of 32.8 billion. And then Dogecoin sitting oddly enough in 10th place, although it has been there for a long time, at 23.8 cents. It's losing some again, but it has come up in the last 24 hours. The loss over the last 7 days is 5.7% and a $31.2 billion market cap. Now, I know I've been mentioning the five after that, and I'm not trying to detract from any of the news we have coming up, but Terra has lost a lot, and then Uniswap has actually jumped back into the top 15 and pushed Avalanche out. So, but Shiba Inu, anybody who's been following Shiba Inu is also doing quite well still, although it has come down in the last 7 days a bit. It's still interesting to watch these coins that are just outside the top 10 and where they're going to be going in the next, let's say, 3 months before the end of the year. So before we're done with this, make sure you get your. Actually, let me just tell you. The total market cap is $2.49 trillion, very, very close to the old record of $2.63 trillion. We're probably going to pass that by a lot in the coming months and years. I'm not going to make a prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it pass 3 trillion before the end of the year. So if you haven't already, please click on over to that jar of candy in the top of the bar and pick up your candies for the day. John, do you have that?
I do. What happened?
Someday.
Here we
There
go.
it is. And he got the plus 60, and then tomorrow he'll get 100. So keep collecting your candy so you can get more rewards and or possibly NFTs like you guys saw us do a couple of weeks ago. So as that is, like I said, I've already said what the top market cap is. We're going to head over to the news. with Mike.
Do the plug real quick, if you don't mind.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Completely forgot about that.
No worries.
Segue backwards. If you guys, as I mentioned before, I think that's because I said YouTube earlier. If you really appreciate our content, please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Check us out on Discord and Reddit. And if you want to support the platform, please donate via Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, or Basic Attention Token, otherwise known as BAT. All links in the description below.
Below.
All right, so Mike, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No worries. All right, so the first article on Decrypt is about Ethereum rival Polkadot and their milestone with Parachain and a 25% surge in price. So basically, it looks like just a chain update for Parachain. It's up 25%. Nothing too special about this article.
Okay.
All right.
There's a lot of changes with Cardano and Solana, right?
Yeah, those are actually both in the article. Kind of makes me wonder if they use all these words so they say they can have it for SEO purposes. We're talking about Cardano and Solana falling while DOT comes up. Which, if this was really an article about Polkadot and what it's doing, like, why is that relevant information?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
That's a good point.
That's a good point, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead to the next one then. Let's see, what do we have here?
I have Visa to help.
Visa to help creators. Visa to help creators, small business, learn about NFTs and crypto, written by Andrew Hayward. Let's see. Visa made a big splash in the NFT space in August when the company purchased a CryptoPunks NFT avatar for about $150,000 worth of ETH. The market demand for punks exploded soon thereafter. Now, the financial services giant wants to bring greater awareness of NFTs to even a larger audience of creators, thanks to a newly launched initiative. Today, Visa launched an NFT-centric program in partnership with noted crypto artist Micah Johnson, the creator of the NFT character Aku. Together, Visa and Johnson aims to help creators and small business owners better understand how NFTs work and how they can use blockchain networks and cryptocurrencies to create and sell digital work. All right. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a good thing, man.
It's nice to see big names, I guess not pulling rank per se, but, promoting more stuff. But it really, I'm not trying to say that this article is explicitly a Visa ad, but it kind of feels like, but at the same time, it's promoting things. So it's like, I'm all for NFTs. Not that I own very many of them.
So
but,
if Visa makes it more easily accessible for the masses to buy NFTs or anything blockchain or anything crypto related, that's a win-win, man. If Visa jumps on this, that's a win. Yeah.
I agree with that, definitely.
Especially for sharding, because if anyone's going to figure out sharding on ETH, it's going to be a company like Visa. Like, I like the technology, but we're going to make all the servers our own servers, and it can only be a good thing when money like that gets involved.
All right, cool.
So going on to the next article, we have non-fungible Jokin. Basically comedians getting to this NFT scene. Hannibal Buress comedy NFTs are launching on Flow. If you guys check out that little article, you can see a bunch of comedian faces. Amidst the spring... Oh, this is written by Edward Hayward, as I didn't say already. Amidst this spring's initial NFT market boom, NBA Top Shot proved that there was a market for selling video clips as blockchain-backed collectibles. Now, the same Flow blockchain platform that powers Top Shot will be used to release stand-up comedy clips from popular comedians such as Hannibal Buress and Maria Bamford. I also saw, what's his name, Pete Holmes in there. Crypto startup Jamb, Jambb, was founded last year to release digital collectibles and today revealed more of its plans while announcing a $3.5 million seed round. This round was co-led, just threw me off, co-led by Arlington Capital and Animoca Brands, the latter firm a leading player in the growing NFT game space. Flow and Top Shot creator Dapper Labs, also participated in the round. Jam will take a similar approach to NBA Top Shot, selling packs of video highlights that can be collected, resold, and displayed via a flow-based marketplace. I'm not super cool with that, but it's still NFT stuff, right? The firm plans to launch its first pack of NFT collectibles in early November, starting at about $20 a pack, along with moments captured from stand-up comedic sets, and packs will include behind-the-scenes video clips, I would like that, outtakes, also like that, and more. According to the Jam website, each collectible clip will come in multiple rarity levels, including exclusive single-edition NFTs that are bundled with perks like event tickets or even IP rights. Ooh. And if
Cool.
it's actually kind of cool because I'm personally a big comedy fan and I really like certain comedians. I honestly hope that if the comedians themselves aren't into NFTs enough and they just want to go with Flow itself or Jam rather, I think that's cool. But I think that they should also consider doing it on their own to some degree. Obviously, Jam's gonna take some of the cash on this. Obviously, everybody's getting into is doing the same kind of thing. But to me, it's just cool because comedy, particularly if you watch Netflix, is like huge right now. Mm-hmm. So I can see why they're getting into this.
But what was? Go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
What'd you say, Mike?
No, always was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, what did I mention on the last podcast that I was on? That IP rights, that's going to be a big thing. It's going to keep going. And it's going to be more compounded, which is a good thing. I like that. That they're doing that. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I've never bought a pack. I never bought a pack myself, but I'm kind of curious how packs are compiled into, like, wrapped together. Like, I'm assuming like there's 5 NFTs in a pack. Let's say, for example, I want to know the technology behind that and how that works. Obviously, it's a smart contract. I'm assuming, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Hope so.
Right. It's a website.
With the Canadian website, it could have gone either way. It could have meant they're using Flow and the content is on Flow, or they're using a paywall and the paywall is Flow. So it wasn't that sure. NBA Top Shot's got way more into it on how they're going to use it. But yeah, better detail.
This is exciting to me because I never really had a super interest. All these people buying like Bored Ape Yacht Club or CryptoPunks or stuff. They're like, oh yeah, I can change my avatar. I'm like, I don't give a flying about that. It's just a picture. It's just a simple picture. I realize there's clout, and people are like, oh, look how much I paid for this. I don't give a crap how much you paid for it. I mean, I realize you can resell it because it's unique, but to me, the value is in the content, and this is valuable content to me. I love comedy.
And that's another thing that I mentioned that I wouldn't mind. Like, exactly, that's what I mentioned the last time, that photos I don't really care about. But if it was a movie, if Mike can make a movie on NFT, then I would definitely buy that.
Yeah, just like your book. Buy his book.
Buy my book. Buy my book. There's content in there. Just NFTs. All right.
Yeah.
Good, Mike.
Speaking of IP rights on blockchain, I just got an email that Hydera's doing IP for cannabis genetics.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Yeah, right? They're having some kind of webinar at the end of the month on the 28th.
Awesome.
Definitely.
And that's one of our guest speakers that's going to be coming on the podcast here. I believe in a few weeks. That's going to talk about privacy rights on Hedera.
Is that before the 28th?
I can't say right now until we can confirm that our guest speaker will be on that particular day. Yeah. All right, go ahead and take the next one, Mike.
Sure. Sec. Oh. Sorry, just froze
Bitcoin
up.
bullish.
Okay, so the next article is Bitcoin bullish, and this is by Jeff Benson. I mean, I'm definitely bullish on Bitcoin right now, but in summary, CME is attracting a larger share of Bitcoin futures trading actively in October. And Arcane Research says an indicator of bullish sentiment towards industrial traders. Did an NFT go through? You guys know? Is there a Bitcoin NFT? I mean,
Yes. Yeah. Well, it was smart contracts are available on Bitcoin now.
no, sorry,
You
I
know
meant
Oh, it's stacks, right?
Yeah, Stacks prices. Oh man, their crypto prices jumped up leaps and bounds. It's
Yeah.
insane how high it went up.
they go up like $5,000 today.
Really?
It's crazy
Let
how
me
much
go.
Stacks has gone up.
Let's go check that out.
No.
Stacks.
$8,000, something like
Stacks.
that.
Stacks
Stacks
number
are
65.
at 2.3 billion market cap right now. They're up 64% in the last 7 days.
Is this the one? It's STX, right?
SDX, yeah, they're 65th place as of right now.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
That's
doing
crazy.
very well.
Yeah, well, of course, man. Of course. Bitcoin, bro. Bitcoin. $2.25
Everybody knows
for those
Bitcoin.
that are listening.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yep. So this article is basically giving stats on the price of Bitcoin recently, saying as high as $57,000, and a month ago it was only 40,000,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy because the year before it was 40,000. I think it was like 13,000, something like that.
That's crazy.
okay.
Very good to
Price.
meet Bitcoin.
But people don't understand when you stack sats on HODL, man. Like that's like I'm not just saying that to be a meme or anything. That's like the reality, man. You're gonna be a lot wealthier if you just stack sats on HODL. It's not that difficult. Literally, buy your crypto, especially on Celsius wallet, dude. Buy your crypto on Celsius. You're paying the most affordable fees on the crypto market, and you let it sit in your wallet. You leave it there in your Celsius wallet, and every single Monday, you're earning interest, and they pay you out every single Monday. And that's a beautiful thing. You're about to go to work. Guess what? Cha-ching! You got your crypto payout in Bitcoin.
Yep. Wake up to that every Monday. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's not.
You definitely need to do an article or some kind of podcast about Celsius.
By the way, for those that are listening and watching, we do have a referral link below in the description. All right. Cool. On to the next one. Do I take the next one? I think I take the next one.
Yeah, you think you're next.
Oh, man. Okay, NFTs will be key to accessing Metaverse and beyond. For many, the term NFT conjures images of digital artworks and collectibles tied to what seems like inordinate sums of money. But the digital art frenzy reflects a compelling use case. It is hardly the only thing going for the NFT sector. The road ahead is full of opportunities for hobbyists, enterprises, and investors that will hasten NFT adoption and usage. And chief among them is NFT-controlled access, particularly to the metaverse. The metaverse represents the sum of all processes and protocols that power the internet and the emerging Web 3, and are coalescing into a central and interoperable space. In this future realm, communications, finances, game worlds, personal profiles, NFTs, and more are all a part of a larger online experience. While the metaverse parallels the real world, it is also an extension of it. Things like augmented reality can bridge the gap between everyday life and the happenings of the internet. And all of this comes under the umbrella of the metaverse. How do you enter the metaverse? Question mark. NFTs, of course. The metaverse and NFTs have become almost, how do you say that word?
Analogous.
Analogous. One of the reasons for this is the explosion of NFTs in the blockchain gaming. For many, the metaverse will materialize through virtual worlds, and inoperable games are an obvious vehicle for this. Real-life identities tied to digital avatars are just one way that the NFTs provide access to the metaverse. Let's see. One of the first instances of NFT-controlled access was in 2019 at the inaugural NFT.NYC conference. The event allowed entry using an NFT-based ticket, along with VIP dinners and even an opportunity to display a custom message on the Times Square's billboard. Because why not? While a crypto conference in New York could hardly be called the metaverse, a precedent was set. With the genie out of the bottle, various projects and games are rushing to capitalize on the intersection between the metaverse and NFTs, and they're promising to transform the way we interact online. One example is Decentraland, with its limited number of land tokens that denote ownership of the metaverse real estate. In a similar vein, NFTs may come to serve as the deed to a virtual property as well as the key, allowing the owner exclusive access to enter that location in the metaverse and the ability to grant access to others. The smart contract features of the deed/key NFT makes it easy to sell the house to another denizen of the metaverse, conferring ownership of the property and all the access rights that come along with it. Taking this notion even further, NFT-controlled access could span a range of use cases, including VIP access to real-life events such as conventions and festivals, as well as those occurring within the metaverse. They could even be used for airdroppings, branded merchandise, or allowing special access to fan-only content, opening up an entirely new avenue for fan engagement. That's pretty cool. Like, just think of that. That's the reality we live in now. This is not the future. This is now.
Right? I wonder what chain NFT.NYC was using.
Yeah, I always ask that question too. Yeah.
I'm
So
also wondering about.
interesting they didn't
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was saying it's interesting that they didn't put what chain they were using in the article.
They always do that. I noticed that. We read articles so often, and that's always the one question I have. It's either who wrote this article and what blockchain are they using.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I thought was interesting about what you said earlier was about the custom access to conventions and festivals. I keep thinking about the people who've been guests on our show. And also we have a ton of people who've signed up for the next X number of interview or what's it called? Interviews that we're doing. Podcasting, yeah. But for the future of C3 Media's, eventual C3 Media conference, whenever that actually happens,
C3Con.
we could have the people who own the C3 Media token as the access to that conference. So.
Yeah.
Or what if we had swag booths where you could pay in C3 Media?
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's sell C3 socks.
Super down.
There you go. That would be so freaking awesome. So.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities coming up.
Take the next one.
All right.
Where we at?
Just for everyone's notifications, we didn't make note of it. The last article, and I know I forget this all the time, was Shreyana Singh was the person who wrote the previous article. This current article I'm going to be reading is from Andrew Asbakov. Mike Novogratz, Brian Armstrong take aim at Jamie Dimon's Bitcoin criticism. Sounds like a cat fight. Jamie Dimon, the chairman and CEO of JP Morgan Chase, has once again sparked a backlash from the crypto community over his statements on Bitcoin. Oh, he did say that. Speaking at an Institute of International Finance event on Monday, Dimon called Bitcoin worthless, stressing, however, that JPM clients disagree and that even though JPM can't custody Bitcoin, it can give its clients legitimate, as clean as possible, access to crypto. Yet it was Dimon's questioning of Bitcoin's 21 million supply cap that caused the rival ire. Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous inventor of the world's first cryptocurrency, capped the number of Bitcoins at 21 million, meaning there will only ever be 21 million coins in existence once they're all mined. Bitcoin's limited supply is viewed as an advantage compared to fiat currencies as it keeps the cryptocurrency scarce, theoretically ensuring that its value holds steady over the years. It's for this reason that Bitcoin is often framed as digital gold, a store of value investment. I'll just challenge the group to one other thing. How do you know it ends at 21 million, asked Dimon. You all read the algorithms. You guys all believe that. I don't know. I've always been a skeptic of stuff like that. Like, I'm sure he doesn't understand math either, being the CEO of a huge financial industry company.
He's just used to a financial structure where you could put any number you want into a spreadsheet, and there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, look, this is our books right here, our obviously fabricated books. Anyways, yes, I read it, and then I wrote it, coding up on our own Bitcoin node to make sure I understood it. And then there's a tweet from Brian Armstrong saying exactly what I just said. Armstrong went on to say that CEOs without a science engineering background, are going to be at the disadvantage in the coming decades because software is eating the world, changing every industry. Luckily, the tools to learn it are available online for free. Just Google it, bitch. Oh, pardon me. And are getting better and better. It's accessible to almost anyone if they're willing to put power through it and at least learn the basics, he added.
Okay, hold on. Let me plug in a website before I forget. It's one of the best websites that I recommend for anybody starting into crypto that wants to learn Solidity at the easiest way possible and free, by the way. And that's literally, you go to Crypto Zombies, search Crypto Zombies in Google or Ask Jeeves, and you'll be able to find you'll be able to find the website. And it's easy, simple, and you can work with that. It's awesome.
And for those that don't know, Solidity is a programming language that's like really in there for Web3 finance tools. So I mean, you can't really predict the future 100%, but pretty sure, in the future, decentralized finance is going to run on Solidity.
There you
For
go.
all finance, really, all web finance.
And that, Mike, is called 2 Satoshis of the day.
Yeah, that's definitely the 2 Satoshis. Probably worth a lot more than $2 at this point. Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, also weighed in on Diamond's remarks by noting that the critical question faced by bankers and investors worldwide is, do you understand Bitcoin? Apparently not. Mike Novogratz, the CEO of Galaxy Digital, meanwhile, looked to be pretty puzzled by Diamond's statements. So strange for a man who has done a brilliant job running a giant bank. His answers around Bitcoin are sophomoric, and he keeps doubling down on them. Why does this sound familiar, like some blonde-headed guy that used to run the country? Despite Diamond's well-documented skepticism in September 2017, he even labeled it as a fraud. JP Morgan itself is no stranger to digital assets and even collaborates with several crypto companies. Last year, the investment bank approved banking accounts for crypto exchanges, Coinbase and Gemini, while also establishing Onyx, an umbrella organization for its blockchain and digital currency initiatives. I felt like reading the whole thing just because I feel like the more ridiculous criticism we can throw at Diamond, the better. We need to call him out as an idiot. And maybe he's just playing the dummy, but...
He's for sure playing. You know how to make Jamie Dimon love Bitcoin more than Michael Saylor?
Wow.
You make government bailouts in the form of Bitcoin.
Nice.
Ouch.
Yeah, nice one. Wouldn't it be crazy if we lived like in an alternative universe where we get to see 2 universes, and at this point, all the miners in the world that are mining Bitcoin decided with the consensus that they're going to fork Bitcoin and create a unlimited supply of it?
You mean a fork?
Yeah.
Did we already do 3 of those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of forks, but
yeah, with
all those forks go upstream to
with an unlimited supply though.
Isn't that
Come on. No.
US dollars?
No.
Yeah, definitely US dollars, but
it's keep going. It's
Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I applaud you for that. All right. That's what it is.
All right. I was trying to figure out some other coin I was thinking of, but Doge was the one that came out right after Bitcoin, or almost right after. So
that's the one that's 10,000 a minute, sometimes more, right?
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, if you look at their market cap in CoinGecko, it shows the infinity sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It shows infinity. The Mobius.
That's great.
All right. So who's next? Am I next?
So, next article. Yeah, it's me.
That's Mike. Yeah.
Australia eyes new criminal offenders. Tougher penalties on ransomware attacks. In brief, Australia is set to impose new criminal laws, tougher penalties on ransomware attackers. And the decision comes after record-setting levels of ransomware attacks in Australia last year. I mean, yeah, obviously. Sorry. I think it's funny that like the the country that's kind of known for like really hardcore criminal laws is now being like, oh yeah, ransomware too. That's just full blanket everything.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
where all the criminals live, right? That's where they sent them during the 1800s. So Australia's just a land of criminals.
Wow.
Hey, criminals and prison guards.
There you go.
Yeah, so basically hackers will face new criminal offenses and tougher penalties for ransomware attacks, according to the Australian. The news follows an operation by the Australian Federal Police to curb record increase in ransomware attacks in 2020, which reportedly cost the Australian economy $1.4 billion.
Wow.
It would be interesting to know where these attacks coming from. Are they coming from, outside countries that are seeing them being vulnerable?
North Korea.
Or is it these citizens that are now can't work, can't do anything, that are stuck at home being like, you know what? Might as well just rob the federal government.
Yeah.
If I can't work.
I mean, it's not that difficult.
Like is it inside or outside?
Their password is so simple. It's either going to be password or 12345
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
That's the kind of thing an idiot would have in his luggage.
I mean, it is shocking how many large companies have their password as password 1.
Yeah.
I actually worked for a company that got compromised. Like, thankfully, no one did anything, but they noticed someone got into their systems, and they changed it and fixed it. And afterwards, they were like, "Yeah, our password was password 1, capital P."
Wow. Yeah. No.
It's good that Australia is going into ransomware attacks. Personally, I think ransomware attacks should be right up there with murder, because if you can kill a business and you can kill infrastructure that's supporting a community, that's pretty bad. So I'm all for like strong ransomware.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people,
and like maybe I'm biased because I'm never going to commit a ransomware attack, so I'm like, screw those people. But
no, but it does hurt the economy. It does hurt global economies. Like keep. Do you guys remember last? I think it was last. Yeah, it was last year when Twitter got. It was last year, right? When Twitter got hacked.
Yeah. Was that the before times? I think that was the before times.
Well, whatever.
I think
but
you're right.
It's one of those things that obviously there's ransomware hackers out there that can easily destroy corporate media. Corporate media companies out there like this, and that's why I'm so for decentralized networks. That's so difficult to hack. Obviously, you can hack the code if the code has not been properly written. But if you have a strong code, it's been audited multiple times, and it's good to go, and you put that on the main net, and it works flawlessly, then it's basically almost impossible to hack it. Obviously, there's always a slight possibility, but in comparison to a centralized network where you can DDoS it over and over again with enough network attack, then you can easily get into it, right? In comparison to something that's decentralized.
I wouldn't put everything on decentralized. Decentralized is more against things like governments and things like corporations. Obviously, corporations do try to be global, but they're still central entities. I think this is just my opinion right off the bat, but thinking this, we're putting an awful lot of emphasis on DAOs and on decentralization of function. It does break up the vulnerability to some degree, but just because we don't know how to hack crypto networks right now doesn't mean something's not going to be invented to do it.
Right.
So
yeah,
there's going to be vulnerabilities. We're going to have to keep working to make sure they're not vulnerable. Not just rely on the hope and the prayer that there's some amazing geeks out there that just know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of code out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as time goes, there'll be more code.
The biggest threat for blockchain right now, especially SHA-256 or anything SHA related, or actually anything script related, is quantum computing. That's supposed to be the biggest threat to destroying basically blockchain networks, because quantum computing can easily decipher these codes, or so they say. But it's supposed to be, as of right now, it's technically possible, but it's going to cost pretty much the global economy's money to make that happen. So it's not even worth it right now.
And even then, it probably wouldn't happen, because what's the incentive? crush
Right.
the economy. I mean,
Yeah.
if you got a quantum computer
Well, I
and
mean,
you're like
that's
right up there with battleships in
well.
space,
Do you remember
then
when
why not make it run your battleship?
you got to keep in mind that there was an era early on, especially right at the beginning of Satoshi Nakamoto, when we had anarchists and anonymous out there, which literally like that's what their goal was, right? To crash world economies, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, that was
Yeah,
2008,
but those aren't like, billionaires or trillionaires or
right? Regardless, if they had access, you're right. That's why it's not going to happen anytime soon. But as
yeah.
quantum computers become more affordable as the decades come, because it's going to be decades and decades down the road, we're talking. I'm seriously talking about 100 years down the road before any normal human being can get access to quantum computers.
You
But
mean most of the Bitcoin's already been mined?
right, and yeah, exactly. But by that time, hopefully within the next 100 years, there's already been a proof out there that's supposed to protect against quantum computer attacks. Which there's already a thing out there. There's a coin out there. I believe it's quantum. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Wrong?
I think that's what they want. They want to become quantum resistant when that happens, but they don't know how to become quantum resistant yet.
Right, but that's the goal,
Because there's
right?
a
So at least there's a project out there striving to do that, and they have 100 years to figure that out.
Yeah, well, world peace is a goal too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys are getting way off into the weeds on this, but at the same time, it kind of sounds fun, futuristic. So I was thinking, what if someone crashes the economy and then just literally destroys the concept of money altogether? We have to, and this is a big stretch, but I was thinking, wow, we could move into the Gene Roddenberry's prediction of the future where we have no money, no one. Everybody works for the greater good. I know that sounds very hippie, but
That's where you get Soylent Green, right? Soylent Green.
yeah, I wasn't thinking about that, but I was just thinking it would be really. I won't go into it now. I'm going to talk about some of the I like the crypto chill and chat, but I'm just.
All right.
It's,
Next news
let's
article.
Let's move back to the concept we're trying to get in with the news.
Next news article written by Stephen Graves. Intel won't limit crypto mining on new Alchemist graphics cards. What?
That's good to know.
Let's see here. Intel has.
Good.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, as you know, they're third in the pecking line.
Yep.
So if they can just do something to put themselves up there.
Well, let's see what they have to say here. Intel has revealed that its forthcoming line of graphics cards won't include software or hardware restrictions on cryptocurrency mining. Yes, I'm literally saying yes, like yes, 2 thumbs up, yes, because that's been the biggest issue with all these bigger GPU companies out there, that they're literally putting blocks on crypto mining, which is stupid, right? That's the reason why they were so profitable. They made billions upon billions of dollars because these miners out there were buying graphics cards left and right. And that's why we still have an inflated market with GPUs, right?
Yep.
Miners are still buying it up.
Intel is trying to we want to get in on that. I know I've been working for them for 2 years.
Speaking at a roundtable discussion with Gadget 360, Intel VP and GM of Client Graphics Products and Solutions, Roger Chandler, said that the company's forthcoming line of ARC graphics cards, codename Alchemist, will not include software lookouts and things of that nature. Quote, "We're not designing the product or building any feature at this point that specifically targets miners," Chandler said. "As far as actions we're taking to avoid or lock them out, it's a product that will be in the market and people will be able to buy it." He added that it's not a priority for us, while noting that we are designing Intel Arc and the Alchemist family of products as gamer first and creator first. GPUs and crypto mining. Intel is just one GPU manufacturer wrestling with the question of how to balance its competing customer bases. The traditional market for graphics cards, PC gamers, has been what is it? Upended? Upended. I never heard that word before.
Upended.
Upended. Upended by the arrival of crypto miners who use the GPUs to mine cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum. Bitcoin miners have long since switched to dedicated ASICs hardware for mining. Rival GPU manufacturer NVIDIA has attempted to restrict crypto mining using its hardware, which there was a lot of protest against that. You guys were You guys are very aware of that because you guys are like dedicated into mining too. So you guys are keeping on that, right? You guys have any
I
Satoshis
mean,
on
I'm
that?
still protesting the prices and the lack of
Yeah,
supply.
it's yeah.
That is
How
But,
bullshit.
but the pandemic didn't help at all. So
Look, I don't mind them saying, "Hey, you know what? A 3080, we're selling them for $2,500. It is what it is," rather than seeing them only available on Amazon for that price, and then on their MSRP is what, $900? Good
Oh
luck
man.
ever finding one. I doubt one was ever sold, and if it was sold, it was by a NVIDIA executive in a back room for many, many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I
I
remember.
think it's actually. Oh, sorry.
No, they were. Remember, Jake? They were selling batches of 100. Like, if you wanted them at an affordable, at a reasonable price, you had
oh
to
yeah,
buy a batch
if
of
you had
100.
$30 million, like the company in Canada did when they bought a ton of the non-mining or no the mining only version from Nvidia. But I mean, I don't have $30 million. Like, I have $30
Yeah,
million. I'd be
that's
doing something
crazy.
different with it.
That's crazy, man. You can stake that 30 million.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clever what NVIDIA is doing, pitting their customers against each other. Because I'd say like a lot of GPU miners are also gamers and see the value.
It won't
You
surprise
know,
me as we get closer to the release of the Alchemist that there's going to be different variations of their cards. You're going to have one that's strictly for gaming, and it's going to have a block on it, and you're going to have one that's going to be even more expensive. That's going to be for GPU mining. It wouldn't surprise
I
me if
hope
that's.
Intel doesn't go down that route.
I have
I
a
hope they're
feeling.
just fair with it and they're like, it is what it is.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
they're ubiquitous. They're not going to do that, in my opinion. So.
All right. All right. So Jake, go ahead. Take the next one.
Alrighty, Binance. Binance to delist Chinese yuan. Ha ha ha! Take that, Xi Jinping. Blockchain crypto traders in mainland China.
Did you call him Chi Chi Ping?
Xi Jinping.
Cheap.
Sorry if I butchered his name. I'm not exactly fond of the man.
Chi Chi. Okay, Chi Chi, Mr. Chi Chi.
Chi. We'll tell him Chi. Yeah, Xi Jinping.
Oh, that should be on a sock. A picture of Winnie
Chi
the
Ping.
Pooh.
Well, just call him Winnie the Pooh because he really hates being called Winnie the Pooh. So,
Oh man.
because he
And
looks
now
like
we
Winnie the
get
Pooh.
to YouTube.
Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange. Oh, by the way, this is written by Andrew Askimov. The world's largest crypto exchange has announced that it will delist the Chinese yuan (CNY) from its over-the-counter trading desk. Binance OTC trading platform, also known as the C2C, customer-to-customer marketplace, allows traders to place orders with self-selected exchange rates and payment methods to buy or sell cryptocurrencies with virtually any fiat currency except CNY. In response to the regulatory requirements of the local government, Binance C2C will delist the CNY trading on December 31st, 2021. Not the end of Chinese New Year, by the way. Binance said in an announcement on Wednesday. In today's announcement, Binance also said that the exchange is planning to revise its current customer base to ensure that none of them are based out of mainland China. Shame on you. According to Binance, if the platform finds users in mainland China, their corresponding accounts will be switched to a withdraw-only mode, and the users will only be allowed to withdraw, redeem, withdraw twice, redeem, and close positions. Binance withdrew from the Chinese mainland market in 2017 and does not engage in exchange businesses in mainland China, the exchange added. Binance Coin, otherwise BNB, the exchange native token, soared by more than 10% following yesterday's announcement of the launch of $1 billion fund to support the Binance Smart Chain development. Yay!
Nice.
However, immediately after the news of the upcoming restrictions for the Chinese users broke, the asset plunged from a high of 463 to 434. BNB shortly recovered after, though most likely on the back of the news that later Binance Launchpad will host a token sale for Italian soccer club Lazio's fan token. Over the last 24 hours, BNB climbed to the third spot on the market cap ratings, trading hands at 459 at press time, according to CoinGecko. The People's Bank of China issued another blanket ban on crypto trading in September, stretching the virtual currencies breed illegal and criminal activities such as gambling, illegal fundraising, fraud, pyramid schemes, and money laundering. Shortly thereafter, crypto exchange Huobi, is that right? Huobi? Said that it restricted traders from mainland China for setting up new accounts, and that existing Chinese customers would lose their access by the end of the year. KuCoin followed suit, stating that it had shut down the last remaining accounts operated by mainland Chinese residents. Remarkably, another major crypto exchange, OKX, has today made a similar announcement as well. However, it did not mention any plans to restrict Chinese users from its platform, saying that instead it does not promote or serve the Chinese mainland market. But, if you're on a VPN, we don't give a crap. And the platform's website cannot be accessed from mainland China. According to the OKX, the exchange will continue to develop steadily in the international market and maintain the policy of exiting the Chinese mainland market, which also means not setting up offices or teams in mainland China. Boo hoo hoo, China. It's your own damn fault. Local crypto chain reporter Colin Wu drew attention to the fact that OKX native token, OKB, surged immediately after the notice was issued. Wu also suggested that OKX will not only try to keep its Chinese customer base, but also to take over users from exchanges like Binance and Huobi, adding that OKB's price explained everything. I'm not sad.
Why is China doing this? Why? I don't understand it. Is it
That
because...
actually leads into our next article.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to jump into Binance real quick. So, obviously, we know from prior articles that Binance has been really striving to make sure that their books are clean and obviously not offend any nations. Because for a while there, they were pretty much shunned on by many nations. You guys remember that? Yeah. Yes. Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, they're trying to... Chi-Chi is trying to reverse what he's done and trying to clean his books so he can be official in many nations. So I don't know. Is it going to be a good thing or a bad thing? Is it going to be for governments, or is it going to be for the people? See, that's where the line draws right there. Either you're for the people and you want to help the people out and help the Chinese obviously become more independent with their finances instead of dependent on the Chinese government. And I'm sure China, now that they have their CBDC wallet, I'm sure that they're going to try to push that here in the coming years to their residents. But not only that,
already, I'm sure.
Yeah, but not only that. Keep in mind that Binance also has a DeFi platform, right? It's Binance.io, I think it is.
Dex.
Are you talking about the DEX?
The DEX, yeah.
.org.
.org, yeah, Binance.org, yeah. What's to stop anybody from using CYN on there?
That's probably nothing since it's open.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, regardless, Binance is still going to make their money, right? It's just not going to be that easy. You got to be a little more smarter and know how to use crypto wallets and know how to plug into it. But
getting away from the centralization, to the point where you can't. There's a website, right, technically hosted somewhere for the DEX. Someone's hosting a DEX, but once we get to what Sean was talking about, I don't remember how long ago this was, 3 months ago or so, the idea of having web hosting on the chain alone, and there's not really a location where it's hosted, right?
Right.
And at that point, DEXs will truly be open and unimpeded by government.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully soon, right? That's the goal.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. So we can get C3 Media website on there.
Yep, and every other website for that matter.
Oh, yeah, every other website. And Chi-Chi's website as well.
So our last article is by Scott Cipollina, and it's the U.S. becomes largest Bitcoin mining market after China's crypto ban.
Yay.
Which is awesome. But at the same time, it's kind of, it makes me a little wary because it seems like such a bad decision. Because for years, one of the biggest anti-Bitcoin arguments is, China controls most of the hash rate. Do you like communism? Do you hate America? Like, why do you like Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is China. But for them to have to give it up, there's got to be some bigger play. Maybe the USD is just looking too good to them, and they're like, we'll get out of Bitcoin right now. Let's get all this USD or something. But regardless, China gave up the reins, and U.S. companies really picked up the ball and kept going with it. It's pretty cool. A lot of Bitcoin mining companies. Some are now publicly traded. I think Riot, right?
I've heard of it.
Riot publicly traded? Yeah. It's just pretty much a Bitcoin mine that you can invest in.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Riot is in Texas, but it is actually a Chinese corporate.
I don't think it's Chinese.
Okay.
It's what's the guy's name? The Bitcoiner, it's like Mitch or something.
Doesn't ring a bell.
There's it's SoftBank you're thinking of, right? SoftBank owns part of Riot. I thought it was, but I could. Oh no, Tencent. Tencent.
Oh,
That's
Tencent.
the Chinese
Yeah,
company.
Tencent.
Tencent is the parent organization of Riot.
Right, and Tencent is a conglomerate company in China.
Yeah.
No, did not know
It's
that.
a multinational conglomerate company that's based out of China. So.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, TLD of this. Too long didn't read of this article. Is just pretty much the China ban eliminated mining out of China. Now the U.S. is seized the day the most.
Yep.
Kazakhstan and Russia follows the United States with shares of 18% and 11% respectively. That's pretty cool. Kazakhstan, who would have known, huh?
Right.
That's cool. All right.
Well, it's interesting to see the shift in quote unquote not centralization of power, but centralization of function. I think.
Look at the chart. If you scroll down a bit for the viewers that are watching, look at this chart. This is insane. Just look at how
the
much.
hash rate dropped 38%.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And who's picking that up? That's who's that dark blue one? Other,
yeah. Not just China, but anything that isn't the other majors. So.
Let's see, where's the United States at?
It's
we're
the
way
pink
down
one in the
there.
middle.
We're the pink one.
The very thick one,
Yeah.
salmon colored.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, Chi-Chi needs to bring it up then, right? All right. So let's see. Do we have any other articles we want to read that looks interesting down from yesterday or the day before here? You guys see anything?
We looked at the IMF and the Solana one, but haven't gotten further than that.
Stripe getting back into crypto after missing Bitcoin bounce. Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT makers eye expansion into film, TV, music. Reese Witherspoon gets into Ethereum NFT. Snoop Dogg gives advice. Of course, make your money. Coinbase NFT marketplace and social feeds coming this year. Huh. What do you guys think about that?
I like the one two back from there was the one about
Bored Ape Yacht
Bored
Club?
Yacht Club and NFT makers eye expansion into film, TV, and music, which is what I was talking about earlier with the comedy stuff. Although it is just BAYC here, it's I'm not so thrilled about Bored Ape Yacht Club getting into it because it's people who made that group and made their millions, but they have all this money now, so of course they're going to do something with it. But I am for the idea of more NFTs on film, TV, and music. That is, as we were talking about before, IP stuff, a very, very good way for everything to go because it's trackable. Right? No, like one of the things I used to do with movies before they were released, and I'm only aware of this because I was in an industry that did it for a short period of time. When they release a movie, pre-release a movie to people to watch, to view before it gets sold to everybody else or get sent to the theaters. Each one of those people has a tagged and tracked token, so they know what copy that you received. If that copy ends up on the internet somewhere or is copied by someone else at some point, you will be fined and removed from the club. This system can do that exact thing because it's all tracked in the ledger of the blockchain, but we can see it for everybody, not just for the let's say 1,000 people who were given that one privilege with that company. And to me, that's quite valuable. We don't really have this issue. Maybe there will be some way of hacking it that I don't yet know, but this issue that we had with things like LimeWire way back in the day or Napster, things like that, where you're just making thousands of copies and sending them off. Well, you can't because it's stuck on the blockchain. So
we
to
should
me,
talk more about this on Sunday.
Yeah, the unique identifier is actually quite useful. So
Interesting. I remember that
I think
LimeWire. I used to use Ask Jeeves to download LimeWire. For those that this is way before a lot of people were born, right? All these new crypto heads that are out here, they don't know Ask Jeeves. This is before Google.
What about Alta Vista?
Alta Vista. I don't know Alta Vista. That's before my time.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. Binance launches $1 billion in crypto fund. Crypto lending platform Celsius raises $400 million. I got to read this. I got to see what's going on here with Celsius.
This is about Celsius.
Yeah, let's see. Crypto lending platform Celsius raises $400 million, written by Scott Cipollina. Celsius Network, a cryptocurrency lending platform, has successfully raised $400 million, placing the value of the company now over $3 billion per the Financial Times. Despite the lofty figure, Celsius chief executive Alex Mashinsky is reportedly more excited about the legitimacy the funding round affords to the company. It's not the $400 million, said Mashinsky. It's the credibility that comes with the people who wrote those checks. Celsius regulatory controversy. The fund round and its perceived has come at the time of regulatory controversy for the company. On September 17, 2021, the New Jersey Bureau of Securities filed a cease and desist order against Celsius to stop the company from offering its high-interest accounts to New Jersey customers by the end of October. On the same day, the Texas State Securities Board ordered Celsius to appear for a hearing on February 14, 2022. The Texas authority has threatened to issue its own cease and desist order as well. Regulators are primarily concerned with Celsius crypto interest accounts, which allow customers to receive interest rates that are far higher than the traditional banks. BlockFi, one of Celsius' competitors, is currently being pursued along the same lines. BlockFi received a cease and desist order from the New Jersey Attorney General's office in July of this year, followed by a series of additional orders from Texas, Vermont, and Kentucky. Celsius investors unfazed. Yes, I am unfazed by this.
Yeah.
Despite the regulatory controversy, Celsius investors do not appear to be very concerned. Quote, it's quite typical for regulators to begin examining some of the market's lenders in order to clarify their own rules. This is part of the process. Where am I? I lost my spot. This is part of the process of regulating a new market, said Lawrence Tosi, executive of Westcap, who led the funding round for Celsius. We do not, in any circumstance, take customer assets or buy more of them or sell them because this is not our business. Our business is to earn yield, and how we earn yield does not involve trading the asset itself, Mashinsky reportedly added. All right. Yes, love it. I love it. Mashinsky, good defense. Love the guy. Awesome. By the way, if you guys want to check out the Celsius weekly meetings, they have them on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So there you go. I like it. It's great. They're transparent about anything and everything. In fact, they even have a social blockchain. I guess I don't know if it's really a blockchain. It's a social smart contract where you can actually transparently see all the transactions that are going through the network and who's doing business. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So,
all right.
I'm gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. So, what do you guys think?
Remember, if you appreciate our content, particularly if you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. That helps us with the algorithm. Check us out on Discord, and we can send you invites. There are links. Also on Reddit. If you want to support us, you can support us through Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, or Basic Attention Token, otherwise known as BAT. Everything that I just mentioned, links for, is in the description below on whatever platform you are either listening or watching us on.
Awesome. With that said,
we got cryptocurrency chat every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
3 p.m. Pacific time.
3 p.m.
But yeah.
Oh.
Yep, it's fine. The blog, the actual podcast happens at 2 p.m. and then cryptocurrency chat, chill and chat is 3 p.m. on Sunday. It's not every Sunday; it's every other Sunday. So, but you guys can come and hang out and talk to us about crypto. We'd love to have you
in Discord. Yes, thank you guys. Yep. All right, Mike, Jake, I salute you guys. Thank you for being on the podcast. It's always a great opportunity to be here. And for anybody that's out there listening around the globe, if you guys want to join us, once again, that is in Discord. Come hang out. With that said, until next time, stack sats and hodl. Adios.